Hello everyone, I'm Darren Magee. Two questions today on the same topic. First of all, why do narcissistic people target, attack, sometimes even destroy the things that are important to you? Secondly, how do they do it? Well, before going any further, narcissistic people do tend to live this fantasy lifestyle where they believe that they are superior, special, and they're entitled. The thing is, though, it generally isn't long before others begin to see through their lies and their delusions. And what commonly happens, if they can no longer persuade, then they will begin to coerce. And one of the ways they do this is by targeting and attacking the things that are important to you. Things you hold dear, things like your values, your interests, your relationships with other people, your passions, sometimes even your possessions. For instance, in the early stage of a relationship, well, they might actually praise you for something. Maybe you can play a musical instrument and they flatter you, they compliment you, they tell you that they wish they could play as well as you do. But as the relationship goes on, anytime you go to play that instrument, well, they might claim they have a headache just to stop you from playing. And over time, they might begin to criticize how out of tune you are. You're not as good as you think you are. In fact, other people think you're crap as well. They might even claim that you spend too much time playing that instrument rather than focusing on more important things, like them. Over time, they might begin to mock and insult your religious, spiritual, even your political beliefs, just to try to make you feel foolish. They can criticize how deeply problematic your values and beliefs are for them, and probably for others too, just to guilt trip you. The aim here is generally to undermine your sense of identity and to make you question your worth and your choices. Next, if you have any kind of success at anything, any kind of achievements, well, they might claim that anyone could have done that. It's not that big a deal. They undermine your goals and your accomplishments. Because if you feel good about something, well, this might outshine them. You might gain confidence. Heaven forbid, you might gain some kind of independence. You get a promotion at work, they might claim you're just a glorified minion. Your job is nowhere as hard or nowhere as important as theirs. They might even claim that they work so much harder than you and it's unfair because you get paid more. Now, in the event of a breakup, they might actually target your emotional attachments, your relationships with other people. So there could be feigned apologies or maybe made up crises. There could be threats to cut off contact with your children unless you comply with their demands. And they can swing between promises of change or threats to expose you as the narcissist. But one way or another, they'll try to exploit your empathy, your fear of public opinion, or your compassion to try to keep you under their influence and under their control. Now, another reason why narcissists attack the things you hold dear is their vindictive nature. If they feel you've let them down, criticised them, maybe not complied with their demands, they might feel betrayed and they can experience what's known as a narcissistic wound. They can believe that they are completely justified in anything they do to even the score, whether that's sabotaging your job, savaging your reputation, sometimes even destroying your property. They believe their pain gives them what they think is some kind of moral immunity, because they are the hurt party and they must make you suffer for it. Lastly, they will also attack your sense of reality through a process known as gaslighting. They might claim they never said this, they never meant that. You're always misremembering or you're misinterpreting things and so on. And the aim here is to weaken your trust in yourself and to make you dependent on their version of reality. A reality which is often quite delusional. There are just a few of the ways narcissistic people target and attack the things that are important to you. But on to the next question. What are their motivations? Why do they do it? Well, first of all, it can be just because it gives them a sense of power over you. By attacking what matters most, they believe they can keep you under emotional strain and to keep you submissive. They can manipulate your behaviour by leveraging the things that are important to you, such as your reputation, resources, even your relationships with other people. Another reason can be just ego gratification. By devaluing your strengths, your qualities, your achievements, even your relationships, they can inflate their fragile self-image. Because most narcissistic people only really feel good about themselves if they can feel better than others, so they can feel superior whenever you're diminished. There can also be envy and jealousy. Narcissistic people often envy your joy, your success, or your connections. If you're feeling good about something, well, in their skewed version of reality, it's like you've taken something from them. And here we can see their jealousy. So by attacking the things that you find important, well, this can reduce their feelings of inadequacy. Now, another reason, and probably the saddest reason, is just for attention, just for their narcissistic supply. Because narcissists tend to rely on your attention, your admiration, or even your reactions, whether they're positive or negative. Insulting, criticizing, belittling what you cherish ensures some kind of emotional response. It keeps you engaged and it feeds them. Lastly, if you were to show any kind of skill, joy, or interest in anything, then you're showing signs of autonomy. And you're also taking your attention away from them. And narcissists generally don't like having to share the spotlight. I have already mentioned their vindictive nature. So attacking or threatening what you value, this is often an attempt to reassert control and to punish you. Which is why so many people who have been in narcissistic relationships learned not only to hide their pain, but also to hide their joy, anything that might have given them even just a little bit of pleasure, out of fear of the narcissist's reactions. So to summarize, narcissists' motivations generally stem from deep-seated psychological needs and insecurities. They believe this is their world, they are the center of it, and you're supposed to feel grateful for being allowed to be part of it. So if you're not paying attention to them, worshipping them, or you maybe outshine them in any area, then you've betrayed them. You're taking something from them, something that is theirs by right, and you deserve to be punished. If they can't attack you, they will attack what's important to you. As I said earlier, if they can't get you to collude through persuasion, they'll just use coercion. Hope you find this topic to be interesting. If you did, please consider subscribing to my channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.